As a property development ace, David Mabilu could quite possibly have built his bride a crystal palace for their wedding. But since Paula Mahopi simply wanted to get married on the beach, David made sure that it was the best possible beach in Mauritius and that she still got a crystal palace of sorts, the type you can build on beach sand anyway.
The longest and widest stretch of white sand coastline, a tropical lagoon with rare coral and a massive pool. As wedding venues go, it was pretty good going for David Mabilu, the son of a domestic worker and a miner who made good.
It's exactly a year since I won Presenter Search right here in Mauritius. But this time I'm here for one of the most glamorous weddings I've ever seen. It's a celebration of a different kind, with a passport of a different kind. A passport to paradise.
Friends and family, many of them from Limpopo, were here purely to enjoy it, while soap queen and wedding coordinator Sophie Ndaba had it all to do.
I've been doing this for the past 15 years, so I do it with my eyes closed. I love seeing people happy, and this is like one of those days where people are really happy.
And tell me more about the passport.
It's basically to tell you what's happening over the weekend. We're here at Long Beach, so we are saying to you as you arrive, it's the passport to your weekend.
The story began over a dozen years ago when David, a promising property entrepreneur, met Paula in Polokwane. And from that day forward, they never wanted to be apart.
So whose idea was it for a cocktail party the day before the wedding?
Of course, Madame, it was Madame's idea. We've arranged this pre-party so that all the guests can begin to interact and get to know each other in preparations for the big day tomorrow.
I can see your dress is totally keeping up with the island theme.
Yes, I wanted a very beautiful dress with bright colors to keep up with the theme. I mean, particularly that it's also spring, it's summer, so everything has to be bright and lovely.
Island wedding, does it get any better than this?
I know it won't be like any other wedding I've ever been to, including my own wedding. My wedding was in Nelspruit, so it's not that far. It's a 3-hour drive. This is a 4-hour flight, so close.
The vibe is great. People are just relaxed. It's such a beautiful evening. What more can you ask for? The bride. Did you see the bride?
Everybody's here, man. You know, Skido, Vinny Da Vinci's coming tomorrow, Black Coffee, you name it. Ganyani's playing right now. This is the best wedding, I think, ever.
Flashing lights, beautiful people. What do you think of this whole event?
Oh, no, it's a very beautiful event for David. I have known David from when I was still in Kosas. He's a comrade of mine. He has worked in the ANC office in Limpopo before he went to business. And even when he met this woman, I became part of the family. They've been taking care of each other. They must continue to take care of each other.
As for the logistics, Sophie Ndaba's deadline-driven TV career has trained her well for the exacting demands of wedding planning. They'd worked through the night and on through the dawn.
Sophie, how are you doing this morning?
We're getting there.
How's this wind?
This wind shall not upstage our event. This wind shall not take over. We will take over. We're here. We love it. I think it keeps us cool because it's very hot. So we should appreciate it. However, it must not destroy.
And this altar floating on the ocean, it's quite a feat.
We do this because we can. We do this because nobody's ambitious enough or strong enough to think it can be done. So we came here and we said we're doing it, and we are doing it. So we're very excited, and the guests are going to be wowed.
Your background, coming from being an orphan, your dreams came true, and now you're making other people's dreams come true.
You know, doing weddings, I mean, people always ask me, why do you choose to do weddings over and above any other business you could think of? I love to see people happy. And weddings are one of those events that people are constantly happy. Here, there's thank you, there's smiles. Even if somebody doesn't say thank you, you can feel it.
Centering himself for his big moment, the groom was dressed in the lightest of dapper grey cotton suits.
Nice one. David, looking smart, looking smart.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You nervous about today at all?
Of course, maybe I was supposed to be nervous, but I'm not. I don't feel nervous. I'm ready for this day.
Over 300 guests, all expenses paid. This is a huge wedding.
No, the most important thing for me is not really the number of people. It's the fact that majority of the people who are here today are my family members, are my old friends from high school. Almost 60% of these people are flying for the first time. and almost 70% are overseas for the first time. So these are my own people that I grew up with, and I'm happy that I'll be spending my special day with them.
Arriving like 007, David joined his guests who were being entertained by the Tsepo Ngoma trio, while the bride was being brought to perfection by a past master of the wedding gown, designer Malcolm Klook.
That moment's finally happening now. You look a bit nervous. How are you feeling?
I'm excited and nervous at the same time, but I'm happy that I'm finally going to walk down the aisle. And I know my husband is waiting patiently, and I think this is one of the most wonderful moments in my life.
So what brief did you give them for this beautiful dress?
I wanted a dress something that will be more relaxed, not tight, and I can also change it and have a different look for different occasions. So for now, I've got all the layers on. I'll change again. I'll take off some of the layers for the reception and again for the after dance, but in the same dress.
This weather's quite humid. Isn't there that risk of it getting really hot for her?
The whole dress has been formulated so that when she walks down the aisle, she's got the umbrella to cover her from the sun, so to keep her comfortable and make it easy and just a fun experience, and rather than worrying about what she's wearing, just to enjoy the day.
With accompaniment from the Jazeel brothers, Paula took the walk she surely dreamt about for over a decade. The rings, all in platinum with radiant and princess cut diamonds, were outdone only by the sparkle of that outstanding kiss. Then it was on to a series of reception events.
I'm glad that everything went well for them, you know, for David and Paula, and it is such a beautiful, beautiful day in Mauritius.
Well, I'm loving this outfit. I can see you dressed island chic, and I think it's the first and last time I'll ever see you in slops.
I mean, this is a it's a Klook security ensemble. I am okay to be wearing it with flops because that's what the occasion requires.
The Afro tenors performed during the signing of the register, and then the ladies got to step out in the outfits they'd been waiting months to show off. Lerato Malloy had cut it rather fine.
Well, Lerato, I can see you stuck to the brief because your outfit matches this program directly.
Both of us, the designer that made our clothes, Ify Mall, he actually made it according to the invite. We just quickly gave him the invite and he did everything within one day. Actually, a few hours. We really pressured him and we got the stuff just before we boarded the plane.
Julius Malema readily embraced the dress code.
I see you got your own interpretation of island chic here.
No, yes, I thought everybody's going to try and be relevant to the island, so I had to take a different angle.
What do you think of the ceremony?
The ceremony went very well, very short, straight to the point, and the couple looked so beautiful.
Mauritius was on grand show in a fruitcake of Indian Ocean colours with pearl icing to lend the effect of bubbles. As for the venue, this vast, transparent marquee looking onto the waves was masterfully finished by Heather Gregg.
Well, the tent was finally ready. I actually hear that it was quite a mission.
Yeah, it's been a challenge. You know, always when you do international events, language comes into it. Island policies, rules, regulations, all sorts of things like that. Obviously a huge challenge being what flowers can you get on the island? How do you import flowers from South Africa? You need permits, you need all these sort of things. And it really is quite a business finding the quantities that we needed on the island.
It took no time at all to get the party started. And as lovely as that Franco Lambiese cake was to behold, the assembled company were even better pleased once it had been cut. While everyone was lavished with spoiling and gifts, the real prize for the single ladies would be winning the Battle of the Bouquet. The tossing of the garter saw a fair amount of competition enter that arena too. All told, a triumph of a wedding.
13 years of preparation. Paula, your dream wedding finally came true.
Yes, I'm so excited that everything went on well. I was very much worried about the dress because I've been losing the weight. But finally, I got into the dress. It fitted me nicely, and the celebration went on well. Thanks.
And you see all your guests having a fantastic time?
I'm happy that everybody is happy, and my guests are all happy, and they are going now for the final after party, which is really going to rock.
42 years ago, David was born in Soweto, the fifth of 6 siblings. After his first meeting with Paula, he convinced her she need look no further for a life partner. Their success in raising 3 children together sealed it for Paula's family. So when David sent a delegation of elders to ask for her hand in marriage, clearly the answer was yes. And most of them were here to enjoy the end result.
Sophie, what an event has finally happened. You must be quite relieved.
Definitely relieved. We're all excited that it's all done. I'm excited that it's done. The couple are ecstatic. I think they just couldn't believe it could come together. It has come together. I'm out of breath. It's the end.
Oh, I feel a party coming on.
Oh, yes, there's a party coming on, brother.
For this weekend, the island had become a little corner of Limpopo. More Venda could be heard than French. Mafikizolo and Sakes Bantwini closed the reception, and Kwaito, amongst other exotic South African sounds, filled the night. It was a long way to go for a good time, but some things really are worth the effort, and likely this wedding won't be forgotten for generations.